You can hardly get on social media these days without getting hammered with ads about making millions of dollars in like a super short amount of time. There's so much clickbait about that shit, and to be honest with you, I've fallen for it more than once. I've clicked on that stuff. So I'm curious about like, what is it about this shortcut that is like so appealing to us? Or maybe a better question is like, what is it about putting in hard work over a longer period of time that I tend to be so allergic to? I guess if I do a little looking, I think that there is a fear inside of me that maybe someone else is doing it better than I am, that they got to put in less work and make more money and somehow that makes them smarter or me less smart, but that's just not true. They just did it differently than I did. And honestly, I know lots of people who've made large sums of money in short amounts of time, and they almost always paid a price that I'm not willing to pay. Either they work too much, or they don't live the kind of life that I want to live, or they're overly concerned about money all the time, or all too often they get really disconnected from their loved ones. The older I get, the more I am in love with this idea about starting your own business or becoming an entrepreneur that is in no way tied to like crazy earnings or crazy lifestyles. What if you just started a business that was like small and provided a little bit of extra on the side and never needed to be scaled or sold, or you never needed to borrow capital for it? What if you launched a venture that was like fun and allowed you to experience something totally different from your day job? What if you got paid in learning in lieu of luxurious watches and blingy cars? One of my favorite entrepreneurs in Nashville started a restaurant like 15 years ago, and like many of these fun stories, right? She started in a food truck and she eventually went to a tiny brick and mortar. They eventually doubled in size to maybe, 900 square feet or something like that. And the place has been so well loved by Nashvillians for over a decade, but the owner never felt a need to franchise or open up other locations or try to like sell their tacos in the frozen foods department at the local grocery store. They stay busy, the product has never gotten worse, and the employees seem happy. Now, why would you fuck with that and risk of ruining the amazing reputation that you have just for a cash grab? So my unsolicited advice today is that unless you're just the kind of person that's like really into like Lambos and big ugly watches, is to start something small. Start a thing that can grow a little bit. You know when enough is enough. Know what you need to make, and when you hit that number, remember that you still have a life to live. Remember that there are probably people that you need to pay attention to, including yourself. It's super easy to fall into the trap of trying to make a bunch of money and then finding all the ways to spend it, but your life doesn't have to be about work and the attainment of more shit. Starting small and staying small is totally okay.